There we go. There we go. Thank you for telling me I was muted, Xavier. I don't know why OBS randomly decides it's going to, you know, change my default settings. Or rather, the settings I set back to default, where, like, apparently it recognizes nothing. Just seems kind of weird, personally, but whatever. Wait, are these octopus covered in stuff? Huh? I don't know either. Oh, we're getting a little bit of... Oh, God, we're doing... For some reason, the first screenshot is causing a frozen problem. I don't know why it does that. It's like I got rid of one issue with my screenshots, and now a new one just suddenly came to take its place. It was like, oh, I see you were having no issues. Weird. But yeah, I don't know why OBS does that. It's, again, it's all magic to me. Is this slimy stuff on the mother octopus too? Probably mucus to keep their skin moist so they don't die. Is that really supposed to all be mucus? Really? This blue, purple stuff? Huh. Weird. Yeah, best guess, huh? Yeah, I can't think of anything else because they don't drop anything that's unusual. Like, obviously, the only thing really unusual about these octopuses is that they get tangled in their own tentacles, right? Though that becomes a lot more understandable when you suddenly look at this. Huh. Oh, I'm gonna turn down the music on my end. I don't know if turning down the music on my end affects the volume for you guys. But anyway. Could you ask someone to check the model if it has an interesting internal name? I could, but... I mean, sure, why not? I was just talking to Sekiro Doobie earlier today. I really do like all the content creators I interact with, chat. Like, I have not had a bad interaction with any of them. I've had weird interactions, right? Maybe. But, like, nothing bad. I really do enjoy talking to them whenever I get the opportunity. So this tentacle is clipping into you, right? Yeah. Huh. Anyway, back to what I was actually doing. We're gonna use high LOD for this. Yeah. Is this an octopus stream? It wasn't necessarily intended to be, but that's kind of how it turned out, huh? I just kind of wanted to make a joke, because, I don't know why. Octodad came in my mind. Where the hell did you come from, buddy? Oh, whatever. I already got shot of 2 of them. I don't need more. Okay, I know this is kind of cute. Like, the wolf kind of just, like, resting down here. But I gotta say, he's starving down there. Like, he's dead. Like, this is a dead wolf walking. How the hell does he plan to get all the way back? I mean, I guess maybe they can. Like, maybe they can find a way to climb or whatever. I'm not too familiar with wolves and what they can do. But somehow I get the feeling, like, this is a death sentence. He found his way down here and, well, this is like a deer that gets stuck in a ditch or something. Like, it's like, well, better hope some human comes to dig you out. They use storm power, obviously, to be fair, that they do have a habit of doing that every now and then, so. The goofy physics-based game, Octodad? Yeah. I don't know why the cook just kind of came to my mind. I think as we were looking at some octopuses in the Shifa River, that's probably what triggered it. But now it's an actual octopus stream, so I'll get you, octopus! Is there... Yeah, there's the crabs. Is there no adults? Is there no adult octopus here? Is it just the babies? Huh. Oh, that explains it. Mama's dead, chat. Mama is dead. It was nice knowing her. I can take this shot later. Let's get this shot first. This one's more important. There we go. There's some place where it's just the babies. Yeah, but in this situation it was like, why is it just the babies with you here? And now we know. Because Mama got killed. She got hunted. And then our little friend here also got hunted after he was trying to go and, you know, make his meal. Very unfortunate for him. Should have adjusted it to daytime and stuff in advance, but... yeah, I like that better. There we go. I can always come back here if I don't like those shots. We're now about a month away from the DLC. Yeah, it feels crazy, huh? I'm hoping I'll have my my new PC ready by then. Because I want to make sure I can test it. There we go. I don't think I need to go down here now, but let me do that real quick. Alrighty. Let's see. Rip. Well, man's good meat. Don't worry, guys. He's totally eating the worms. I promise. The DLC about to consume Loki whole due to amount of content. No, I'll be fine, chat. I'll play the DLC. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. I'll make a few adjustments to my existing articles. And then I will abandon Elden Ring and return to my true passion with Dark Souls. Trust. You're gonna break that new PC instantly. I can feel it. Don't you dare. That's gonna be a lot of money down the drain if so. Don't tempt the Lord. I do not need that right now. A lot more clipping here than I realized. Loki, we know you won't. Shh. Listen, let me believe, chat. Let me believe that I'll be going back to Dark Souls and Bloodborne soon. The other day I was actually thinking, I was like, I was getting the real itch. Just do Mensis. Like, just do the entire thesis on School of Mensis already. Like, I had that outline there. I was like, maybe now's the moment. I wanted to for the longest time, wait until I do some of the background stuff for Bloodborne, but after the Lost of Blood's beginning and stuff, that's been so difficult for me to, like, get back into the mindset. But yeah. Alright. God, I hate all this popping in that happens here. Like, yuck. Gosh, these blue flowers. I need to get more into Dark Souls and BB lore, so either way, I'll be content. I mean, between Abyssal Archive and, like, the content on my website, like, there's pretty you can already get, like, pretty substantial amounts of that. Like I said, DS2, the only major topic left is Ilium Lois. And, then it's a bunch of, like, small stuff with, like, characters and maybe, like, minor factions or two. It's really not that much. BB, on the other hand, BB needs a good amount still. There's a lot of the cosmology stuff, a lot of the early history, pre-Yarnum stuff. And, like I said, School of Mensis. School of Mensis needs to happen. Like, Choir's been there all by itself. I did a recent update to Executioners now, so that's cool. And I wanna get back into some new topics of BB for sure. Again, chat, in general, like, I hate that Elden Ring has, like, wormed its way into my brain and consumed everything for me. But, that's just my addictive personality at work. This is why I don't do drugs or drink, chat. If I remember correctly, there's the gray flowers from the Church of Dragon community in front of the Death Touch catacombs. Oh, really? Let's actually check that out. Because it could easily be misidentified from the, You could easily misidentify that from the, what's it called? It's already basically daytime, but whatever. Well, they definitely look similar at a glance. Let's go to a character who hasn't opened this catacomb yet. I don't want it with the door open. I'm sure Delete hasn't entered there yet. One of these days I'll delete. Where the frick am I? Well, Delete hasn't unlocked the gray, so that's something. Sent you a picture comparing them a while back. Again, I do not remember this, Xavier. I remember us looking at the churches and stuff. That I definitely remember. Oh, right. We have you. Now, if I recall correctly, Xavier, you did send me the, and we did look over all the stuff with the Stormhawk quote-unquote flowers, right? Fire arrows. Anyway. Fire arrows aren't anything specific, right? Like, they're pretty generic. There's about to be like, oh god, do I have to start considering Radon lore? I don't think so, though, right? Yeah, okay, just typical fire. Yeah, so there aren't any new locations you found the Stormhawk feathers in, right? It's just Storm Hill and around the Far Missoula territory. So we're pretty safe in that regard, I'm assuming. Oh god, I have to remember where this stupid catacomb is now. Okay, we're not far enough. It's past this graveyard. Damn, this thing designed to stop horses from jumping? How dare it fulfill its purpose? Yeah, maybe we'll see more in the DLC. Again, we now know that flower lore can be significant, so there could be some subtle, cheeky little bits of environmental storytelling that Miyazaki's gonna throw in for people to miss. So, yeah, Golden Rune, we don't care about anything else here. I think those gray flowers are noticeable enough. Sir, what the hell? His pose looks a lot more awkward than I remember. There's also great flowers on the way to the Impaler's Catacombs, huh? Oh boy. Now I'm gonna be... looking around, seeing if anything else pops up. There's great flowers more than just around the catacomb itself. It goes a little further out. Now again, not saying it's not connected to the catacomb, just making the observation right now. There we go. Oh, blue flowers on the way, not gray. Okay. Oh, looky, could the red part on Logaria's scythe be Canier's same blood? Looks too red to be normal fire. It could be. It could just be glowing red blood. Now that you mention it, no, Bray. I have to go back and look at it closely. If so, I probably will have to make, some slight adjustments to the thing I have there. Hey, Nicolino, good to see you. Let's see. Now, the one possibility I could... Huh? Anyway, moving on. As I was saying, the one possibility I can think of is that maybe these were just chosen among a bunch of different colored flowers, and the coloring itself is not significant for this area, right? Like, they're like, okay, let's get a bunch of red flowers, let's get a bunch of pink flowers, let's get a bunch of gray flowers, right? So I'm willing to, like, discount it for the time being, but if we keep finding a pattern here, I definitely want to bring it up. Because right now, it's just kind of hanging out there with everything else stuff. If red flowers can make blood, oh my god, we're resurrecting the red flower debacle. Please, no. Don't make me go down this rabbit hole. I'll never climb out. Hours wasted. Anyway, got the orange stuff in here. It seems like we have a big multitude. Yeah, I definitely want that asset map, chat, so that way we can start not having to do this all manually by hand. We can just be like, oh, where is this asset used? Oh, it's right here. How many? Let's go over that. Sure. Alrighty, so that's all done. Oh, actually, there's more octopuses up here, though. I don't think there's anything significant to find. I just want to look at the adult one real quick. Yeah, I don't know if this is the best option, though. Yeah, there's definitely... Okay, it might be it's just it's low poly. No, there's still definitely something gooey. This one has, like, the eggs and stuff in her, right? That's why it's not as easy to see the gooey stuff. Again, I'm not familiar enough with octopus anatomy to know if this is supposed to be natural or just some weird idea. But manually is fun. Listen, I prefer efficiency over fun. It's the only thing my ADHD brain is good for. Only got the normal yellow and stuff. Yeah, we're all the way back here. The bridge and river stuff here would suggest that it comes from... Oh, should've seen that coming. Should have seen that coming. Game? Game? Oh, I think it's broken. Loki, another question. Couldn't the Chris knife of Logarius be stolen as well? Caners had a fame to, I don't know what fame you're trying to say here. To imbue their blood on weapon. I think, do you mean like a, preference? So, what stops the Chris knight having some vengeful Cain's blood? Well, we're going with the idea you put forth, Nobre, that the scythe there has like glowing blood on it. The Chris knife thing. The Chris knife thing would definitely still be weird though as weapon, because again we're going with the idea essentially that Logarius has a scythe, but then he stole the Chris. I mean, he could have. The thing with Logarius is weird overall, so I definitely wouldn't say that it's impossible. They check the particle effects of that map Pumpkinhead smashing a skull on the floor. Some people report seeing white fluid. Might be like the deep root water. I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, why not? This is so close to the... Yeah, this is actually kind of crazy close to the ocean now that I look at it. I've never thought of it this way before. See, I was always wondering if all of this was because of some sort of water coming up from another source underground. But maybe it's just overflow from the quote-unquote ocean. Octopodes have a beak, but no tusks. Hey, Pastor. Left over from rising tides? Yeah, that would be the idea. It's more like a bay, whatever you want to call it. It's where all the water gets dumped into the ocean, so... Possibly even the source of the ocean, so... Yeah, there's no obstructions here. You don't see fallen trees. Yeah. Okay, what about over here then? Yeah, and then you get, this is where you start seeing, you know, dead fallen tree here, dead fallen tree there. Poison blooms. Oh, hey, Yura. Yeah, again, more of these trees. Not much in the way of at the center, though, right? It's more so on the edges and toward closer to the fringes at this point. And then that changes once we get into the actual lake. Fire grease. Yep, and then, yeah. Then we get into the full scale. Okay, yeah. So 100% this is intentional, the way they designed this. The central water might be fresh versus the ocean being salt. I mean, again, I'm not familiar with how it goes with like fresh water versus salt water and stuff on like lakes into rivers or whatever, right? Like, it doesn't matter to me. My focus is not on whether or not this, actually, could salt water explain, some of the problems the trees have had? Also, what? Rock? I guess this is supposed to be a moss-covered rock or something. Yeah, this is supposed to be moss, I'm pretty sure. Take a shot of it. This ain't Farm Azula debris dislodging anything, Night Scout. It's all across this entire lake here. It's pretty, not gonna lie, or maybe his holy blade broke during his attack on Canehurst Castle. Again, like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's possible. Again, that's the problem with Logarius. A lot of it's just hand-waving. The fact that they had a boss that was very obviously for a completely different purpose, probably like an actual king of Canehurst or Yarnum, king in the ruins or something or whatever, right? And then they repurposed it for the Executioner War. Here. Yeah, but then everything's all back here. So, yeah, okay. Let's go back to our other character now. I've got the... Yeah, I've got what I wanted. Yeah, the problem with, what's his face, Logarius, is that we're not able to get a weapon from him, because everything has to be a trick weapon in Bloodborne, so it's like, it's not like we could just they could just, like, hand us a weapon model or something and be like, oh, okay. They can then, like, come up with some rationalization, right? Miyazaki could have written something. So we're just sort of stuck with the fun analyzing game of trying to figure out if we can rationalize this enough to believe that it was intentional or not with the repurposing of assets. Alright, so we got this stuff. I checked this stuff pretty... You know, I didn't check from this angle as thoroughly, so... God, I love the snaps in this one. That with the violin, like... Beautiful. I'm probably late to asking this, but are there flowers underground even? Like, do we see flowers growing under here? We of course get the trees and stuff, so they spread under here, but do have the flowers spread in a similar fashion? Well, they did a dual-wield trick weapon. I mean, they have done that, right? Like, isn't Maria's basically that? Like, I could totally see a Bloodborne remake, like, similar to what the Demon Souls remake did. Like, they just kind of go in and they kind of like, oh, we'll just add this weapon and stuff. Like, some of it kind of steps on, you know, some of the original, you know, low, you know, budget options that they did in terms of like conveying some of those weapon stories and things, right? But like they had like their own like very basic lore that didn't really step on any toes, at least for the weapons did. The armor's a different story. There's flowers where the red wolf is. Okay, good to know. Yeah, then we're back at the regular lake stuff. Nothing's unusual there. Wait. Am I crazy, chat? Wait, is this always called Nocron? I guess this place is always called Nocron. I thought there was actually an official name to this area, but I guess not. It's not in my folders either, so... who do you think made the wooden ladders, bridge, and scaffolding around the Ool Bridge pillars here? I think last time I actually thought about this on stream, it was, my conclusion was that maybe it could have been the Inverted Hawks slash Fundamentalists. Again, trying to suss out who's, how many parties are actually have come down here, you know, independent parties, how many independent parties have come down here and stuff like that, but those were the two ones that kind of stuck out to me as the best possible options, especially the Inverted Hawks. Because they seem to be, you know, they're an organized mercenary group, right? Like, they're the type I could more easily see, you know, casually getting together a bunch of wood and, like, you know, setting up these, like, kind of, like, simple bases. Oh, you don't see that very often. Did I do something I don't remember doing, chat? Game? Why do I... Was it the delete button? Okay, there we go. Kukri! Okay. I don't know why the delete button down there didn't work, but the one up here did, but okay, whatever you say, game. Get the no UI button again? Apparently, I don't know when I did that. I thought I might have seen flowers, but no, it's just grasses. Grasses and clovers. Oh boy, I'm about to fight modded Lost Sinner, boys. Is modded Lost Sinner actually tough or something? Like, I actually don't know. I don't know what mods do to Lost Sinner. Oh, on Covenant of Champions. Oh. Ah, I see. I think if the Inverted Hawks built the supports, there would probably be an intact path up to Nocron. I don't recall a point where it looks like someone actively broke a ladder. Maybe, but again, we don't know whether or not they gave up on the endeavor. Like, maybe, again, if we're assuming it's the Inverted Hawks and they were trying to get up to Nocron from Shifa River, which we obviously see they're exploring that option, right? From the camps and stuff with their stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean, like, maybe they started on that and then they were kind of like, you know what, this project is dumb, it's not going to work, let's try something else. Could be something as simple as that. If you click the arena, where's the boss arena relative to the spot? I think it's like around here, but it's been a while since we went there and checked, so. Yeah, I forget where it is. I think it's loaded though, right? I think it is. I think, yeah, this is the Gargoyle boss arena. I'm like, I recognize this fog. It's like there's no way they have this giant sheet of fog and it's not for the boss arena to gargoyles. We'll go back there in a second, Boyle. Even old Dragon Slayer took me some tries to kill it yesterday. Bro was like a Dark Souls 3 boss, real good fight. Well, I'm glad that Covenant of Champions is making the DS2 experience better for you, Nobre. Again, it's always nice when you have options to challenge yourself when you feel something might be too easy or you want to just kind of re-experience a fight in a new way. Oh, that reminds me, the statue at the start of the church with the Silurier Knight has a grass texture on it. I guess it looks like weathering. The statue at the oh, you mean the flower picker statue? Yeah, weathering could work. I guess you could also argue maybe it's to tie to the whole nature prosperity theme. Ladders almost got there. I don't think they'd have to abandon that. I mean, again, maybe, maybe not. Maybe they got killed by the ancestral followers. Like, you can come up with a million reasons why you don't have a complete path. I'm not sure if you noticed, Night Scout, but there's a lot of very deadly things in the river. Now, it's not even Covenant of Champions. Like, sure, it gives me more trials, but my mod makes most easy bosses harder and faster to compensate players having max ADP from start and being faster as well. Oh, you made it so they have max ADP from the start. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. I like that. I like that. I already approve of this mod. I know it's the things in the river, but the building is surprisingly good even then. Oh yeah, I agree with you. It's not like they're ruining it or anything. But then again, if the idea is that the followers are just killing the people, they aren't necessarily gonna run roughshed over the place themselves, right? I mean, regardless of how you look at it, the fact of the matter is the ancestral followers there aren't doing anything to the place regardless. So it's clearly they're not just like, oh my god, wooden structures, we must knock it down. Huh. Is this the only one in this, at least this part of the river? Huh. Oh wow, very revelatory, Miyazaki. I found beast blood among a bunch of wolves. Hey buddy, how you doing? Apparently I looted you, but not the other guy. I mean, the place got pretty far along, even if there was a hostile follower reaction. I mean, that can be just hand-waved by the fact that it's a video game, and that the characters get to do whatever they want until the developers say, oh, and then they were found by the enemies, and then they got killed. Oh, this is actual, beach-type stuff here. That's cool. More of this stuff. Man, these freaking ants, man. Get everywhere. This thing is from Elden Ring, yes? I don't know. I cannot say. It's a major open space. It'd be hard to be missed for long. Maybe. I feel like I've probably taken a shot of this already, but whatever. Who's to say I can't take one again? Oh. Yeah, the meager amount of flowers is actually very surprising to me. Oh no, we found some. We found some. They do exist. I swear that the song they say for followers are chanting is extremely similar to the Milfinito song from Dark Souls 2. Yeah, I can hear it from my vague memory. Celestial Dew. Okay, don't care about that. Golden Rune 7. Again, we don't care about Golden Rune sizes, really. Soft Cotton. Well, wasn't a soft landing now, was it, buddy? So you have all the silver. Lots and lots of silver here. But then we have normal stuff up here. Conveniently around the part where the silver tiers are not hanging around, so. I have like a few flowers here. It's not much, but it's there. Actually, I wanna grab that. There we go. There we go. You can't really get a good shot for comparison of the silver stuff down here, right? Unfortunately. Like, this would be the best I'd be able to get. Can you, like, move more to the left, buddy? Like, I'd really appreciate it if you kind of just moved a little bit more to the left. You know? Really? You're just gonna wait there, huh? Well, it is what it is. This is what our troll friend wants to do. Actual troll. If I remember correctly, this chair crypt has the most stuff inside as indestructible decoration stuff. Neat. Oh, actually, you know what? This is a good time to look at Nox pottery, because I haven't really looked at that too deeply. Seems to use a lot of the same motifs we see on the architecture. So, nothing crazy there. Okay, boys, I'm gonna fight Lost Sinner with a Max Lightning Drake Blood Sword and rings that increase physical and electric damage. She's my ultimate trial. Is she like lightning a weak? Oh, sorry, lightning resistant or something? Man, I will never not enjoy looking at this, this chest texture. I just think it looks pretty. Like, this is a type of chest I would love to own. I died. Oh, good to know. What's at the ground directly beneath the ledges of the Night Sacred Ground? Curious if any item drops are straight beneath, like they fell from the city. Sure, we can check that right now. I want to say this is around where... Oh, this is the alcove where we light one of the lamps. Yeah, this is where one of those lamp things for the boss battle would be. Then we have, like, the fiery ones here. Yeah, okay. I don't recall any particular... Yeah, I don't recall any particular thing that would make me think Eternal City, at least versus the rest of the rest of the lower part. There we go. Let's make sure those silver tears aren't, like, causing a kerfuffle. Yeah, I like this. Maybe raise it a little bit so there's a bit more negative space above that grass there. Something like that. There we go. Are the street flames mage flame or ghost flame? They look pretty white. Let's check. It looks kind of bluish, but yeah, I think it's a blue. But I haven't looked at Ghost Flame in a while, so Ghost Flame might have that slightly blue tint on the edges too. Oh yeah, Night Scout. Those women hold the vases and stuff. It's a similar figure to what we see America done. I covered that in Altus Unification War. I'm pretty sure. Assumes this reference the drops the silver people and slimes are born from. The Celestial Dew, you mean, or something else? Maybe we should ask the data miner which effect it is. It might be its own unique effect, to be honest. So it might be something kind of in between, like a white and blue flame. Because it looks pretty blue here, but like with looking at the surrounding ambiance, it doesn't look that blue in comparison to other things. So, how about here? How's it look here? See, that looks more blue to me, right? That looks more like a blue flame to me. It's definitely not the same shade of blue that we see with the normal mage stuff, I don't think. See, this stuff definitely has that more... It's more obvious. Yeah, from a distance, it's more obviously blue. to be green or silver. I actually can't tell. It looks really weird the way it's lit. Like, I want to say silver, but that's what my default assumption was, but... can we get a good look outside? Like, we have... Okay, so we have all, like, the greenery and stuff. Like, this is all... This all looks normal. Okay, yeah, we do see some of these, though, stick out. Okay, so that's not too crazy. Yeah, it's probably silver, okay. Doing a lot more look at Nox than I expected, but I should have known I would get thrown down this rabbit hole. Okay, that doesn't look as jank as I thought. I was like, wait a second. Black wet blade. White. I forget, what's behind here? Is there anything, like, super special? Yeah, that's how we hide clipping, chat. That's how we do it. There we go. Hey, can we ever have that lighting, like, be, like, on exactly on the sides? Like, could you ever do that for me? Like, I'd really appreciate it. It always feels like, you know, I could have this be a little bit more visible. Like, look, chat, it looks like they're all not natural. And then you go to this angle and you're like, ah, I see the seams. It's either they have a Cypher engraved wet blade. It's not if you consider the idea that the Nox were originally Newman that came with, that were at Farmazula in league with the Two Fingers, and then only later betrayed them, you know, with the whole stabby and stuff. Then it's not as weird. Where's the key items? Here, right? I actually want to look at the, Yeah, so they all have a Cypher on them. Yep, okay. Third try, let's go! Congrats, Nobre. I'm glad it worked out for you. Was this with light or no light, just to clarify? How many Jerichris exist in the game overall? We have 1 in Celia, 2 in Noxtella, 1 here in Nocron. That's not it, is it? Yeah, there's none in Nameless Eternal City, so I think that might be it. So, what is that, 4 or 5? Not many. You're wondering if there could be a correlation between the number of women in the seats. Not all of them have women, though, so I think only 2 of them have. I guess you could maybe make the argument, oh, maybe, you know, they could add women, but then you have to get around the fact that it's not just the 4 on the front, it's also 2 on the side, so yeah, I think it's just supposed to be, I'll be honest, like, I don't think there's a deeper connection between, beyond the idea of Nox as a very woman-slanted culture, because again, goes back to the whole Placky God thing, I would believe. And then, Marika being a Newman who likely came from a Nox background, at least the Nameless Eternal City, I would argue, then she, too, also has that connection, so they have a similar imagery going on with her, with, like, hooded woman with pot thing. And then they kind of end it there. Like, it's not, like, anything deeper than that. It's just, like, kind of like a funny Easter egg, I suppose you could say. So that's my 2 cents on that. Now I want to see if there's, like, flowers here that I can look at. And we look over here. Alright, so we have more flowers here. We have more flowers here. So it's a bit weird that the only place we really see lots of, well, much of any flowers in the Shifa River underground here is in, you know, civilized Noctron territory. The river itself, in the wild areas, quote-unquote, are mostly plain. I wonder if that's supposed to tell us that the flower patch we see with the wolf or something has something going on. That, or we're supposed to believe, maybe, again, this goes back to the idea, maybe we can find a correlation, some pattern with all the flowers and stuff. Again, more of those goddamn frickin' butterflies. These guys are actually pretty close to our size, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Yeah, like, they're honestly, compared to a lot of enemies we encounter in these games, these guys are decently close to actual player size. I actually like that. I would like more enemies to not have exaggerated sizes for dramatic effect. Obviously, they were imported from Liurnia. Gotta find it's all the same species that are only in Liurnia. I wonder if this little, like, quote-unquote graveyard area can be used to indicate that some survivors of the ancient civilization, like, right after its collapse, teamed up with the Nox to establish Nocron. Not like, you know, like in the same way that Celia and the Nox were involved. Well, I guess it kind of is similar, but, like, not to the same degree. But sort of this idea of, like, the Nox are banished underground, and the ancient... Sorry, I said ancient civ, didn't I? I meant ancient dynasties collapsed at the same time. Like right before that, essentially. And then, if that's the case, then you got, like, some of the stragglers that are being essentially brought in, and this is, like, some remnant of, like, those, like, you know, last of the ancient dynasty civilization being buried here, right? In, you know, consistent with their customs. And then obviously there's the ancestral followers who are the others who kind of said, like, nah, we're not dealing with that civilization crap anymore. I wonder. Yeah, this graveyard has dynasty graves or something weird. Hey, that's a stone from Mogwin Palace. Good to photograph for cultural overlap. Yeah. Again, this all goes with the ancient dynasty thing, but I already have, like, shots of these, but before I was willing to just be like, okay, yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of, you know, you got the Nocron, like, basically built right on top of these ruins, so that's not too crazy. But now it's got me thinking, if what if we have, like, some survivors of a recently collapsed ancient dynasty that were, brought into the Nox fold when they came underground, which would help us time the destruction of the ancient dynasties to much more recent, than I was previously willing to give them. Like, I was previously willing to say, like, you know, maybe it was, like, something, like, a really long time ago, and then the Nox came a lot later, but maybe it was something where it's, like, you know, it was more, like, one after the other. Interesting. Are there any other gravestones that could be attributed to only the Nox? No, this is the only time we get a quote-unquote Nox graveyard, right? We don't see anything like this at Noxtella, or anything analogous, and same thing in the Nameless Eternal City. The closer we get are all the coffins and stuff, but again, Nameless Eternal City has been, the dig site, quote-unquote, has been contaminated by Erdtree culture, so, like, that's not shocking to see that there. So it's like, this is the only time where we get to see anything approaching a traditional burial for Nox culture specifically, and it doesn't even necessarily seem to be their culture. Hey, Brandon. Not gonna lie, did not expect for the first thing I'd see on stream Naked Man, though I'm not complaining. Listen, Listen, I am pig specimen, can't you tell? But yeah, enjoy my barbarian stream. This is the character I like to play for the most part when I'm doing just my runarounds. Welcome to the stream. Feel free to get comfy. Okay, I'm actually very happy with how this yeah, turned out. Able to, you know, drain a little bit more out of these udders. The Eternal City still have a bit of data to collect yet. Let me just check over here to see if the ruins grow anything, right? Because I remember, yeah, there's plants and grasses, but yeah. So it seems like the flowers we see in Noctron are purely like Xavier said, probably some sort of imported decorative, maybe from the Karian connection. Now I have to check Noxtella. Last time we kind of skipped over a lot of the Noxtella stuff because that wasn't really my focus, but... depending on how long the bridges were intact for, maybe Noxus Mogwin Palace is their own burial ground, and this was funerary image for the Nox. We see it not, again, we see this stuff not just here, but also in the old palace and stuff. It is 100%, and, like, just looking at the stonework and stuff, it's 100% ancient dynasty design, not Nox. You could maybe make an argument, maybe there's some overlap if you want to go with the bridge idea, yeah, but, like, from what we can see, the only firmly connected graveyard we got right now is the one in Nocron itself. Yeah, so we have plants here, but not any grass. And it's not silver in the same way the others were. And, like, you got this thing going on here with, like, silver in the veins, like doing this thing. Very odd. What if the AD was Newman too? Oh, it totally could be, by the way. I'm totally open to that idea. So there could be some cultural continuation there. I don't think we have anything besides the Claymen to give us some idea of the connection. And you could always argue the Claymen becoming Claymen was out of some failed attempt to become stars or something, right? Like, they were trying to go back to, like, you know, like the glintstone or whatever, but they just became, you know, mud, not even stone. Or, like, that's just random, you know, theory craft on the fly, but... Yeah, I'd totally open if we learn more about ancient dynasties and we learn that Newmen were involved there. Like, maybe there's this idea that, there were, Newmen who, obviously joined Farm Azula, but some who were like, you know what, I don't want to go and, like, be part of, like, the whole dragon thing, so we're just gonna go, like, underground, do our own thing. That would have been cool if we learned that, and that's why the ancient dynasties are mostly underground, except for in Liurnia, maybe because, again, there's that glintstone connection in the, with the Liurnian lake and stuff. Though, again, at the time, it should have been more like river streams and stuff. Maybe a bunch of tributaries. It's silver color, not solid silver. Kind of like equivalent on Altus Flora. Yeah, yeah. It's really weird, too, because you can see, like, this vein thing. So it's clearly, like, it's like a glowing silver. And I don't think we see this anywhere else. That's the truly bizarre part, right? Like, I get this with the light green and stuff, right? Like, underground and all these things. I can understand. But then it's when it turns into this in the background. Let's see. Yeah. I don't like you in the background here. Can you go away? Thank you. Where's there many particles just falling in the air in Shifra? Loki, did you know there's a rouge water in a barrel in the entrance of the path leading to the copse? I don't remember that, no, Bray, because it's quite been a while since, you know, all those little details in Dark Souls 2 were looked at, but I might have mentioned it somewhere. you can kind of see how it changes the ground, too. It's a very obvious difference. So it's not just like this silver stuff. It's like this quasi-silver stuff. It's like a bluish... It's like a steel gray or a steel blue. Like, it's really bizarre. Silver just sparkles through the air, like kind of like nearing like a blue particle. So it is, yeah. So it is a thing here. Yeah, the Rouge water is not too uncommon, no Bray. So you also keep in mind that the idea with Rouge water is you often see it with like sorcerers and stuff, if I recall correctly. Again, maybe got that wrong. So I wouldn't be surprised, given the Copes has a close connection with sorcerers and stuff that tie to the back to the old Iron King. So I would not lean too heavily there. Yeah, they use a bunch of different colors for silver in the same way they use a bunch of different colors for quote-unquote gold, right? From, like, you know, yellow to, like, you know, more of a rich, you know, like, orangey gold, more of, like, a true, like, you know, shiny, metallic gold and all that stuff, so. I'm not surprised by this. Water doesn't look pretty crazy beyond the lighting of the actual area, also. We do see a bunch of, like, fallen trees and stuff, though, on the fringes here, so. It looks like, maybe not now, but at least at some point. Has a lot more going on here. Regarding items you found in Noxtel the other day, magic grease can actually be used in Nox weapons, if I recall correctly. Thus, there might have been fights with Lyrnians up above. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Lyrnians are here. But the thing with the shield grease for me was that to craft shield grease, do I have that? Oh, I don't think I have the thing. But I'm pretty sure to craft shield grease, you need some of the stuff. You need the stuff from Estelle, right? So I was like, oh, that's interesting. You need some of like the not. I guess it's not strictly from Estelle, but I think there's like some gravity stuff or whatever you need to grab, if I recall. I don't know, I have to go back and look at that recipe again. Still want to recommend drinking the water. There's... The silver is in the water. It's gonna electrocute you. Oh my god! I can't believe I'm seeing this again, chat. Well, hot damn. It was magic grease, not shield grease. Oh, I thought you were talking about the shield grease. I wasn't expecting to see the Nito thing here, chat. Man, it's always funny when you see some of those generic little things get reused. Somber Smithing Stone 7 can be justified from the Carians. Yeah, because it's 5 and 6 for Gold Smithing Stone, and 7 and 8 for glass. That's what it was, the silver tear husk. That's what it was. Thank you for the reminder, Night Scout. I was like, it's something like, I think from Estelle or something that I remember being from there, and that's what got it. Yeah, it's the silver tear husk. That was the thing that made it notable. The Nox seem to love their mountaintop smithing stones since they place them in chests. I was thinking maybe something going back to like Farm Azul and the Giants, but I can't really think of anything. So could just be because they value the smithing stone. Might also depend on like when did the glass smithing stone first appear. Again, is it because of the Giants going up there? Because I know the idea generally with glass is like to take like sand and fire and stuff, you know, like sand and heat, and you manage to fashion it. But now I'm wondering if it's supposed to be because of the cold. Like, is that why it's like half glass or whatever, right? Is the glassiness supposed to be because like some relation to ice instead of, you know, like, you know, actual real glass? I think 2 chests in fact have somber stones only in the city. Yeah, and that goes back to the Karian connection. Well, chat. Yeah, there's all this silver. And then it's... no flowers, though. There we go. I have to make sure that stuff doesn't get in the way. There we go. Very happy with that shot. Yeah, I don't know when I'd ever be talking about the ants, but who knows? Maybe I'll do a Twitter post about them or something. Hey, buddies. Oh, it wouldn't be a Loki stream. Would it be a Loki stream unless I fall to my death in hilarious fashion? Ooh. Oh, I saw something. No. No, I'm just Craig Bay. Jeez, you don't have to look so happy to see me. Wow, and I still have that chest, not open. I'm impressed with myself there. Man, these guys really like their imp seals, huh? Well, this is where their puppets are stored, so I can understand. I already have shots inside, so we're good there. Oh. Based on a couple of real-world ants? I'm sure. I would assume they're referencing real ants when they're, you know, designing ants. We don't see these chairs a lot with the Nox either. Is that made of black stone, actually? That would explain why we only see it potentially here in Nocron. That's actually kind of cool, if so. Again, it could just be, it could be any kind of, like, marble or something, but that'd be neat. Oh, holy hell, you are a dense mother baller. Oh my. It's one of the stone chests, actually good to know. I think it's something similar here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is some similar type of Blackstone thing they're doing here. Yeah, regardless whether this connects to the moon. Fascinating. Yeah, it looks more natural from the back. I think the problem for me is that it's very obvious the texture is mirrored, right? So it looks way too perfect. Yeah, the mirrored makes it look weird. Would high LOD help tell if it's stone? No. High LOD is, again, we're talking about like low poly stuff. So high LOD might make it so that way, I don't know. Say, for example, these guys over here. Let's say that, I don't know if they're using low poly models or not. It doesn't look like they are, right? But let's say these guys were low poly, or like, I don't know, maybe something like this we see here, right? Because we can kind of see the seams here or whatever, right? Like, something like that might not become as obviously, you know, blocky or whatever, right, if it was high LOD. But high LOD has no effect on stuff that's actually close to us. Whatever it looks like when I'm next to it is what it looks like. It's purely for, like, say, if I wanted to do it, like, here or something, right? Now, even that, actually, this is loaded in with pretty high content. Like, maybe there's some, like, stuff missing if I put it on high LOD, but, like, it doesn't look crazy. Loki, did you know that probably DS2 would have had a Mushroom Man NPC? The textures of the Chameleon Mushroom Man are called King Oyster. I mean, that could just be a reference to something. No, Bray. It's not necessarily going to be NPC related. Again, I don't know. I'm not so literate that I would know what a King Oyster is, though. Might be some very obscure reference. Oh, so you don't have to key up the graphical settings for going at ×5 speed? It's more so, the high LOD is more so just so that way, the way the game does things is it will make this stuff more blurry or blocky in the background, or it'll make certain features, like say, these people, like if we were like at a certain distance or whatever, they might get rid of this, right? Because it's so far away that a player who's just casually playing this game is probably not going to notice some of those details missing. And it's what happens when you see, It happens when, like, you see me, like, walk around an area or whatever, and you start seeing popping in, right? Where a bunch of, like, details or small things pop in as you're going around. Like, I complained about it earlier in this stream with, like, a bunch of the flowers and, like, the foliage in the lake and stuff kind of just popping in when I was, like, next to it. Now, maybe that's because of a ×5 speed in that specific case. But generally speaking, it would be one of those things where it's like, okay, I get to always see the higher version of the low poly model rather than the absolute minimum model that they would normally use. So it's a way to help me be able to, you know, get better backgrounds and stuff for shots, especially when I'm, like, using a camera to get stuff at angles, which maybe the game wasn't originally, designed, for me to get an angle for. So it'll have stuff, like, not load in and crap. And nothing down here. Yeah, nope. No unique flowers. Okay. Oh. So you have an outlet here. Outlet over here. Didn't even bother to do a sluice gate here, huh, buddy? You know, the idea that they dumped it here with the old crypt chair and stuff is to tell us that there was something going on here. This leads up. I'm still very proud of the shot. Light thing. Like, come on. Come on. Like, come on. Great, you have all these yellow flowers and stuff falling down here. Which I presume is, like, sort of the idea to help give a transition point with the Nameless Eternal City, because they do the same thing, right? So... There we go, freeze use, that way those flowers, sorry, leaves, won't follow me. Maybe? I don't know. Not feeling that one. I feel like I already have some shots of this stuff already, so this may be pointless, but it's never stopped me before. Ah, damn, I actually like that shot now. It's like, well, damn, I actually like how that looks. That looks pretty cool. There we go. Look inside the crypt chair to compare to the other one. There isn't much in there, like you said, Xavier. I could tell that. Let's see. Alright, chat, where are we? Where are we looking now? Yeah, and as soon as you leave this area, the leaves stop. Yeah, so they're just trying to help give you a transition. Again, that's very neat, small detail, but it's one of those things where I'm like, am I ever going to mention that in analysis? Like, legit, is that something I would actually mention? So we find the Mudmen at every ruins except the ones with the Scarlet Rot, which unsurprising, right? Like, who would have thunk? Scarlet Rot might get rid of all the Mudmen. Have you graded the blue on the Clayman to certain glintstone deposits? I have not, I don't think. Nothing comes to mind. I mean, it's not really glintstone deposits, it's like bubbles, right? Because they do bubble magic and crap. Again, it might still be like magic bubbles or whatever, right? Because, you know, it comes from them and whatever, and they're priests and stuff, and they have like the spears, sticks, and all that junk. But yeah. Yeah. You know, a good argument for the, a good argument for the idea that the ancient dynasty were comprised of Newman is the fact that we see sorcery from the culture, right? Because we don't really see that with the ancient Civ, besides, yeah, we don't really see that with the ancient... No, no, I don't think that would make. I was having a really wild idea there, Chad. I was like, oh wow, but no. We don't really see that with the ancient Civ outside of the Kaled area with their golems and stuff, right? And they could just be using the local glintstone deposits in Kaled. They don't really have the same degree of access to that stuff, or at the very least, it's not the same size in Altus and the mountaintops. Bubbles are pretty curious since the envoys use them too, but golden, yeah, for sure. Throws off the idea that only glintstone has watery elements. Well, the thing with that is that gold is already established with drops and stuff, right? Again, like whenever you see the term tier, it's always referring to a drop of something, right? So it's the idea of liquid is already been established with gold and things. But I guess the question would be, is that strictly because of the connection to trees, rather than say like gold in its natural state, so to speak. There's so many factors, chat. Like, there's so much between, like, fallen trees, the rivers themselves, and, like, how they're laid out. Like, there's so much here. It's like, gosh. I truly think someone could be busy with this game for a long time. A long, long time. Yeah, the thing with the fallen trees in Noxtella too is weird, is because again, like we were showing later, like this isn't really a thing with the underground rivers specifically. They don't seem to kill the trees to the same degree that we see above ground. So, with that in mind, the idea might be more of like something torrential. Again, that could explain the destroyed buildings, but like I said, I think another explanation could just be conflict. With fundamentalists or otherwise. We also don't see blue flowers. Yes, that's another thing. We don't see blue flowers there. Let me double check. Let me double check here, though. Let me see if that's true even here in the Nameless Eternal City. We do have some flowers here. Yellow flowers. What a shocker. Oh, and some like purple stuff. Okay, so some of the flowers are in fact here and growing, so that's a thing. And again, of course, it's in the actual city limits area. Yeah, we got some yellow and like purple flowers here. Alright, let's zoom. Man, chat, imagine me playing at 1.0 speed with the DLC. I sure can't. It's gonna be weird as hell to readjust myself. Can you, like, just stop being you, butterflies, for, like, 5 seconds? Like, I'm tired of fighting you in the most random locations and then water. Alright, so we do have the flowers and stuff outside. Well, oh, actually, we have ruins of stuff here, don't we? Oh. I'm still gonna say it counts. I'm gonna say it counts. Wait. Huh. Yeah, I don't think it's impossible or anything. I just find it kind of surprising to see it, like, just growing, like, absolutely upside down like it's some sort of tree. Man, imagine if I actually wanted to get a shot of me, chat. This would be a pretty good one, but yeah. We don't need that bastard Loki in there. We want the good shit. There we go. Branches do be like that. I suppose they do at times. Okay. Uh-oh. Have another one of those moments. Oh, boy. There's an item pick up in this shot, Loki. No, there isn't. There isn't. There is 100% not that. Nope. It's a future Loki problem. It's totally a future Loki problem. It's gonna be fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, boy. You better have been like the most important item ever known to man right here. I mean, it could be worse. It was not fine. Spoiler alert. It was not fine. It was so not fine. In fact, one might even say it was catastrophic. Smithing Stone 4. Again, if we go with the idea of, like, Liurnia and Kaled, that's not surprising. Again, I need to look at, Nardi's, notes on, like, just to get an overview of, like, where we start seeing, like, some major, like, outliers in terms of, like, Smithing Stone. Like, when do we start seeing, like, Smithing Stone that really shouldn't be in, like, this, like, I don't know, like, area where it's only, like, 1 or 2 Smithing Stone versus 3 or 4 or 5 and 6, etc. And then kind of start going from there. If the Noxus Fate side can produce the light that plants can generally live on, maybe the Earth Tree's own roots are willing to double as branches of the light's present. I mean, that assumes that light is 100% necessary in this universe for plants and stuff. But yeah, let's assume that's the case. Because, well, I mean, not really, because we haven't had the fake sky for a while, but the trees are doing just fine. So, yeah, again, I'm not sure if that's necessarily, like, strictly the case, but yeah, I'm sure it helps. Loki, did you know that all trees in Huntsman Copse are unique? They're all white with weird shapes, and we find the Elizabeth mushroom there. I mean, that's definitely something. You definitely make. Oh, is it the same white trees that you see in shaded woods, though? Is would be my question. That's true. We do have some sort of like light rays and stuff. Yeah, granted, that could be purely creative liberties by the devs, because we don't really have a obvious source for this. It's just kind of like, trust me, bro, the light's coming from this very, very dark cavern. Yep, fog just obscures it, because that's how that works. Just obscures where the light hole is. But yeah, so like, you're right. To be fair, there is at least some form of light or whatever. So even if we're not supposed to think about it, might still be necessary. Yep, and then we got. I already took all the shots I needed here, right? Yeah, we have more of the flowers and stuff. So it's been the same flowers though. So. What? How you doing, fellow Mausoleum Knights? See, it might look like I have a head, but you see, I just have an extremely long neck. You know, they had to, you know, they had to cut it. You know how it is when you're a conscript. Alright, moving on. I'm sure there's a good reason that you're here. Oh god, what if it's important for this? No, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm sure that, you know what, knowing this is all for a smithing stone again. I remember the last time. This is where we use the high LOD now, chat. This is where high LOD is useful, so that ugly floor texture there turns into only a slightly less ugly floor texture. Wow, they really didn't put many stones there, huh? Okay, well, it is what it is. By the way, why did the herba glow? Presumably because of silver? Though where that power comes from, I don't know. I don't know where all the silver comes from besides the water, but then my question would be, why does the water have the silver? That, especially considering we're noticing differences in kinds of water. So, like, is there water underground that's like a special silvery property thing then? Like, it's odd. Because again, like you said, the entire point of the herba under here is that it's specifically grows in the caves where there is supposed to be, at least ostensibly, no natural sunlight and stuff, right? Watch the excuse. Watch like Miyazaki, like he starts like spilling all the secrets for the game. It's like, okay, why was there light in the deep root depths? And he's just like, you know, I figured like, you know, maybe Estelle like, you know, punched a hole in somewhere or whatever, right? I don't know. Something funny from our favorite game director. Some herbas on the surface. I'm not talking about the herba. I'm talking about like the night herba. The ones that the herba you find under here specifically. Unless you are talking about that too. If so, I'd be curious where we find it out in the open above ground. Spinning Stone 5 again. Nothing crazy there. Yeah, we don't have a lot of flower fields, just these bushes with some flowers in them. I guess you could argue maybe that's an oversight, but like, I'll count it. Okay, nothing crazy to do there though. So interesting choice to have a bee in this one little bit. There's some reason the octopuses found in the underground rivers and snowfields are stronger than normal, at least. That is very much true. For some reason, they decided those would be the octopuses that they would have, not have their limbs just come off. Again, it could be some really stupid reason, but there is something there. Lightning, great bolt. You know, I was so focused when I was doing this for Erdtree's beginning and stuff to not focus on anything else there that I completely forgot that there was a lightning great bolts that you can get from this stuff. God, I hate that. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna use any images here. No, nice. I'm not talking about normal herb. I'm talking about the underground herb. But yeah, of course, herb you find a lot of places above ground. That I'm not denying. Why is it not as universal? I couldn't tell you. Unless the argument is because it, the herb above ground is native to Limgrave, and then no, but that still like sort of punts the question of why the herb is native to Limgrave, and like only spreads to like maybe a few surrounding areas, and that's it. Yeah, so. What a shocker! All the trees in the Death Blight pool are dead. Who would have thunk? How could this be? There we go. Got a lot more bones than I remember over here, too. Yeah, we're just talking about different things, Night Scout. I'm focused on the Night Herba. You're really obsessed with normal Herba. I get it. Yeah, I got no ideas on regular Herba either. I have not given it too much thought. I've only barely even registered the underground stuff. What do the English call it? Dew-kissed Herba, right? Yeah. Am I crazy, chat? Didn't I see, like, skulls and stuff here? I'm probably just crazy. Maybe it was these rocks or whatever, and I mistook them for skulls. Oh, no, there are in fact bone piles here. Alright. I'm not completely out of it yet, chat. Like, look, D, there's your brother. Oh, that'd be so funny. I really like this one. That's a really good shot composition. I mean, not the worst here, I suppose. Alright, so we have a fair amount of bones just scattered about. They're not, like, consistent or anything, but, you know, they're not, like, inconsistent either. Man, with that face staring at you, that one's creepy. Unfortunately, the lighting doesn't really complement the shot. I think, well, maybe we can make it work here. Yeah, that's creepy with the eye there. Oh my. You're curious if it fits in with the Erdtree at all? I mean, if we're going with the idea of, like, an evolution and stuff, I can totally see the idea of bioluminescence sort of developing as its own niche or whatever, right? Now, as to why exactly that is, I don't know. What compelled them to be like, you know what? I need to glow in a dark cave. How does that help me survive? I don't know. Maybe it's just a byproduct of them trying to absorb more powerful light, gold, magic, whatever energy. Maybe see some more than one moonlight butterfly at a dark root. Those could be taken by the drift and eventually dwell into the copse as moonlight butterflies, perhaps. Oh yeah, totally. No break. Yeah. Yeah, like, you could always argue that, oh, maybe there were more moonlight butterflies and stuff out there. Or that the moonlight butterflies from Crystal Cave got out after Seath's death, and ended up in, like, places like Darkroot anyway. Either or works. The ultimate idea, though, is supposed to be that the moonlight butterflies evolve into the butterflies that we see in TS2, so... You sound a bit like Matt Pat. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that's a compliment. Right. It's been a while since I've seen anything from Matt Pat, so don't quite remember how he sounds like exactly. Okay, that's it here. Alright, so we've done some more looking around underground. We've done a lot of stuff into the octopuses and things. I don't think I need anything more from the lake. Yeah, he's retired now. Oh, yeah, I do recall hearing something about that. Sage's Cave, Sea's Water, Wyndham Catacombs, Gelmir Heroes Graves. Yeah, I don't really need anything from Gelmir right now. Minor Erdtree stuff. We have the side tomb, which I got shots for. We got all the stuff with the moats and things, so we're good there. Actually, I do need to look at Altus Unification War and see if any of the Blood Rose shots for this pool over here should be updated. Because I think I got some better shots last time. I don't remember anymore. Let's see. They're going there. Wyndham Catacombs. Going that. Caria Manor. Behind Caria Manor. No. Yeah, nothing really sticks out to me right now. I'm working on currently Long March, which, by the way, the poll I did, I am so shocked. I am so shocked to see that Radigan's Reign is winning by such a large margin. Like, holy crap. I was expecting it to be like Astrologers and Radigan's Reign would be close, and then like Fire Monks and the Cuckoo stuff would be left in the dust. But no, you guys were pretty much all competing for who was going to get second place. But then Radigan just came in and was like, whoosh, right on ahead of everybody. Really impressive. Yeah, I already shots of the boats and stuff, and there's not really a good shot of the boat that I could get here that like I couldn't get like elsewhere, so. On the surface, how far northwest does the sun begin to rise? What's its arc through the sky? You're asking a really technical question there, Night Scout. I have to find a good open spot. Preferably, you know, not here, since it's always raining. Is the Viridian? Pretty sure the Viridian stuff is around here somewhere, right? Yeah, then you get like places like this where it's like, ah yes, really dark chamber, and then you go into here and like, oh look everybody, it's suddenly all lit up. There's some, it's got light. I think I might have already looted the... I completely forgot you were down here, buddy. Do you have poison attacks too? No, you don't. You still have maggots, though. Though, honestly, maybe you're not supposed to actually be noticed to have those. Maybe I'm not supposed to notice that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I noticed that there's a Viridian Amber under the Clean Rot Spearhead. Oh, really? That's cool. Alright, I'll check that Shaded Castle real quickly, right? It appears on the enemies version, right? Not just the player version. I think you get the player version, if I recall. Yeah, we never did find some really good explanation for this one, huh? These very unique flower stuff. Yeah, maybe it's one of those one-time things where they created all this for that, but they couldn't be bothered when they started putting Miranda flowers, like, everywhere. More moss. I just looked at the player version. Okay, we'll check it then. I forgot what this corpse had that these guys would be bowing to. Immunizing white cured meat. That's not a shocker. What's number 8 do? Poison. Oh, of course. Man, what a shock. Oh. Don't remember how we're getting out of this one. Arteria leaf! This cave is a lot smaller than I remember. That's probably the first time I've had a moment in Elden Ring where I'm like, you know what? This place was a lot bigger when I was first starting out in this game and didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. Everything else I felt like, yeah, you know, this feels about the right size, about, like, you know, small to medium. And the harder stuff, the harder areas would be, you know, large. Feel that way. But that place, man, I remember it being, it felt a lot bigger. It's probably because of the poison. Oh yeah, I remember another thing to ask about. For the multi-sprout trees and monk statues on Altus's highways, are those leaf clusters on each branch or flowers? A guy I know saw them as leaves. I'm trying to understand what you mean by multi-sprout tree and then the monk statues on the high. Oh, are you talking about the flower pickers? If so, yeah, I'll check them in a sec. Talking about good old baldies. Darn. What, were you hoping I would die there, Xavier? Were you expecting me not to get out? Let's go up here. Like, what do we mean by multi-sprout trees? Are we talking about this thing? We talk about the conifers? Like, what are we talking about here? Or are we talking about this thing here? Damn. I hope I could get a good look at the leaves, but that just wasn't happening. We're gonna have to do good old-fashioned fisheye. There we go. Well, fisheye would be more so the opposite, but you know what I mean. Yeah, the flower pickers. I get what you're talking about now, Night Scout, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the trees. The trees. What do you mean by the trees? Oh, not the literal plants on Altus. Okay, so you were talking about the statue period. Okay. So this thing. I mean, I could go either way. Personally, it looks more like a flower to me. Just the way it's structured, right? It reminds me a little bit of a rose. It looks a lot pointier here, and then you got this. Similar idea. Yeah, I would say flowers, because we know that it's like a flower thing on the other variation of this, 100%. This looks like it's just a very, very, very... This actually looks like a bunch of flowers, right? Like it's got one flower there, one flower there, one flower there, and one flower there, so... The photo on his phone kind of looked like leaves from that angle. Again, angles can be deceiving stuff, right? So I hope that helps for you to check when you're talking about this with your friend. Yeah, this looks like just flower, like big blossoming flowers to me, for sure. No problem, Night Scout. I'm glad I was able to help. Sorry for the confusion. Alrighty, so... Alright, so if that's going to be it, chat, I think we're going to call it. I can try to look at the... I can try looking at how the sun thing happens. Like, we can go from morning, but again, I think the arc and angle thing, like, we would still be here for a very long time watching it, so... Maybe one day I'll do a literally just watch the sunrise stream. Had to be one of those days, huh? Yeah. The way that it's designed is definitely true. I definitely have the position it's the opposite of how, like, say, TA puts it, where TA thinks it's, like, the idea of, like, stripping down the flowers. It definitely looks the opposite to me. You have, like, guy with very small, like, normal-looking flower, and then you got this, which is, like, you know, big, blossoming flowers, like, almost like roses, but a little sharper on the edges. But again, that could just be the, that could just be because the statue's not, like, super detailed. Really? Can't we have, like, a normal sky, please? V-Limit had a very zoomed clip showing that the sun never goes behind a moon, and the moon never moves in front of it, but I couldn't discern the exact spot. It looks surprisingly northward. Well, I'm having no luck actually getting the sun here, so I'm just going to call it jet, because I am tired. In its place, let's go look at our favorite flower picker, man. Let's go look at our buddy. It's rare for it to not be cloudy. Is it? I feel like we get a good chance of getting, like, nice, you know, green skies. Beautiful green skies. A lot of generic, a lot of stuff that we see. Okay, yeah. Oh, damn, I thought I saw flower picker statues here on the edges, but I guess not. Okay, we'll go inside them. That's how we're gonna end it, too. Alright. I think it's a lighting glitch. Yeah, it's a lighting glitch. Yeah, it's a lighting glitch. Oh. There we go. There we go, our beautiful man with his... Yeah, he's got his little... Got his flower here, he's grasping a little bit of there. Actually, not even sure if it's supposed to. Yeah, it's hard to tell if they're intending it to be still attached even, the way it's angled. Anyway, yeah, so we got our flower picker here. Very clearly here that this is supposed to be some kind of, like, blossoming flower, and then when you look at the other one, it's even more so. I think it's guaranteed to be clear after killing Radon. Even in Limgrave? Not just Caelid? It looks like he's holding petals, potentially. I don't know if it's double flower, per se, but yeah, either way, we can definitely see it, right? Like, you got a very simple little branch and stuff, and then you see the progression compared to the other one. Okay, so that's gonna be the last thing there, chat. Again, always good to, like, go through this stuff and kind of do some explorations. I had a lot on my mind with regards to stuff underground, especially lately, so really cool. I don't know if we're going to be ending our Elden Ring streak anytime soon or not. It's going to depend. I want to get back into the Let's Play before the DLC and stuff comes out, and like I said, I'm waiting on my new PC, so we'll see how that develops. But until then, bye-bye.